that's coming. Because that way you're prepared to, number one, identify it when it does. And then you have to do certain things to wrestle it and subdue it because it will undo you. I don't go out there and say, go out there and try to go for 10 handles a day. That's unrealistic. I tell you to look for one 5-handle move. That's what you're looking for. In hindsight, by doing that every single day, you're conditioning your eye to see it. It's the same thing that happens when you go out and buy a car. Oh, I got this car. It's such a pretty blue color. Nobody's ever got a car that's this color in my neighborhood. And all of a sudden, as soon as you buy it and you drive home, on your way home, you done seen 17 of the same fucking car. It's like everybody went out there that day and bought your fucking car. How did that happen? How the fuck did that just happen? It didn't just happen. What you just did was you opened up and activated your reticular activating system. So now your subconscious that was filtering all that stuff out before, because it didn't matter that that car was owned by other people, you went to the lot, you saw it. Oh, I got to have that car. It means something to you now. It resonates with you. It's something that is part of you. So it should come to no surprise when every time you walk around, you see your car because it means something. You have adopted that as something meaningful to you. Well, when I tell you to look at hindsight and back test and study old data looking for shit, and I tell you to pause the video, look through price and tell me what you see. Well, not that I tell you to tell me what you see, but annotate what you see in your log, in your journal. When you do that, what you're doing is you're activating your reticular activating system. And when you do that, what you're doing is you're inviting your subconscious to draw on to something that is meaningful to you. What is that? I'm teaching you fair value gaps because it's the most visually identifiable thing in price action, apart from relative equal highs and relative equal lows. So in short, really, you could just trade with just that. They're the two most important, visually pleasing, easy to find. Jump on a chart real quick, any time frame, your eye will go right to the relative equal highs, relative equal lows. And if there's a fair value gap in the middle of it, and you know there's likely to go up there, well, you can buy the fair value gap and ride it up to the relative equal highs. There's your model right there. It's done. I just gave it to you and it cost you nothing. Probably some of you never even thought about it. You're like, now, oh man, I never thought about it like that. Yes, it's just like that. But when you don't go through old data and you just binge watch my videos and you're not pouring yourself in charts, spending time literally every single day looking through charts, studying how these other moves that you can't make money or lose money in, everybody else is going to tell you it's a waste of fucking time. They're the same people that will not be trading with live funds 6 months later. There's a lot of bad advice in this industry, a lot of bad actors, and a lot of just a lot of chapped asses, man. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry it's harder for some of you. I'm sorry. But it wasn't easy for me in the beginning. I've just been doing a whole lot longer. I know what works. And I'm telling you, if you listen to the shit I'm telling you to do and avoid the things I'm telling you to avoid, you will save yourself a whole lot of time. And be accepting, be flexible, give yourself permission to take up to this year and maybe into next year to get it for some of you. If you give yourself a broad timeline with no definitive, I got to know it by this time. You know, in a lot of ways, I regret having told you that my last live stream is going to be the second Friday of November because it kind of pushed the envelope on pressure. Like now you have to, by this date, I gave you a deadline. When I teach you, don't have a deadline. I didn't tell you that so that way you can be fearful of it. I've told you that so that way when I get to that point and I say I'm stopping, I can say, remember I told you, because that's just the way it is. I got to have I have to have exit clause here. Okay. When I'm going to leave, why I'm leaving, and why it stopped. It wasn't because somebody ran me off the fucking internet. It wasn't because, I'm locked up. It wasn't because I'm, in the poorhouse. It's because Michael's going back to fucking doing what the book Michael does, okay, which is be Michael. And I've spent a lot of time, if I do this every week, every day, I'm investing a lot of time in all of you. And it's your job to do all the work in between, which is a lot. It is. And I saw a guy saying, listen, man, I love what you do, but listen, you're doing these Twitter spaces and you only give like 30 minutes of applicable information, and we got to sift through all that stuff. Listen, kindly, sir, please, um, don't send me shit like that, because that's the kind of stuff I block. Because you're saying my time investing into you, telling you all these things, you can't be successful if you just know the concepts of getting in, where to put a stop loss, all that other stuff. Because if it was just that easy, I can do that in a book and you won't make money with it. I can do that in a video because I've already done it, and you're not making money yet, because that's not all it is required. You have to understand the person that's in you that's going to absolutely fuck this up for you. I'm sorry, but that's the reality. We're not always going to be prepared for doing difficult things. And this is one of the most difficult things on this fucking planet. You're wrestling with yourself in an industry that's designed to take your ass the fuck out. You're not supposed to make money here, man. You're not. It was not created for everybody to walk in here and just know what's going on and make money. It was designed for, well, P.T. Barnum said it perfectly. The sucker. There's suckers born every day. And they come in here looking for animal patterns and bullshit Mickey Mouse things that tells them it's going to go up because moving averages are crossed over, and they lose their ass. And they get mad and they think, okay, I didn't do it right at that time. And they push and push and push. And they lose their ass again, not realizing that the market doesn't respect any of that bullshit. And if they have a strong opinion of you about how they won't ever submit to somebody else's stuff when the other stuff is absolutely what's going on, they become absolutely toxic to themselves and anybody else that listens or looks at them. And Vinnies have happened all the time. I've had Vinnies on America Online. Okay. I've had those kind of creepy bitches. Okay. they're just, they're weak people. Weak. And you're going to have them too. If you go out there on social media, you make yourself known, you're going to do something, and you're going to be consistent doing this. And you're going to rub all kinds of people wrong because they can't do it. And little dick complexes are going to materialize in men. Rarely will you ever see a woman come out there and start talking shit, unless it was talking options lady. And she got real quiet when I said, let's go in let's start showing some daily. Let's look at the statements. Let's do it. Let's call it live and all that. And she just dropped off the face of the earth. Men are the ones that do it because it's ego, it's pride, it's the caveman mentality. And when you're young, you all, the younger men, you all want to do that because you think that's what this is about. And what you're trying to turn trading into is image based. Image based. Worship me. Give me attention, because you need to feel what? Like I have always wanted to feel. I wanted to have affirmations given to me from my grandfather. I can't get that. So I pursue things to try to give me that high that I'd never got from hearing it from my grandfather. I wanted that man's approval and I can't get it. So I do everything in life trying to constantly seek the affirmations that what I'm doing is above grade of everything. And anybody that spends time with me really rolls their sleeves up. That's the common denominator response is, this is next level shit. And I know that. I know that. And when I see you succeed and I see others that are among you in this community succeeding, it's thrilling to me. It's it's very satisfying. Like I love that you're finding yourself in this. I love it. And while you're doing it and you second guess yourself, it's like watching my children learn how to walk. And some of you are older than me, but it has that same effect. Like I am emotionally committed to you. I am 100% committed to you. I've given you my entire year. Every single day, I'm giving you myself. Motherfucker, you better keep driving. Fucking guy rolled up next to me. You get your ass beat, motherfucker. So I'm pouring myself into, and see how it ruined that moment. We had a really nice moment there. That's where I would have been editing it out. I wouldn't be recording videos, obviously, in my vehicle, but I'm giving you something that no other mentor would. Number one, I'm doing it for free. And I love the fact that it's for free because nobody's going to be able to talk shit about it. Two, I already know I'm going to make monsters this year. Like, I'm going to make ridiculous money making motherfuckers. And I can't wait. I can't wait. But I don't want you to fuck it up. I don't want you, the person that doesn't know quite well how well you can fuck it up for yourself. So you have to listen to these conversations. It's meant for you to avoid the things that I and other people fucked up doing. You're going to fail doing things that you don't see coming. It's going to come out of left field. Oh man, I didn't realize I was going to do that. I was so dumb. Right, right. And I'm telling you, all those pitfalls, those snares that's going to snap over, and take you by surprise. You're not going to realize it until it's too late. Without knowing beforehand, which is why I'm talking to you in these lectures like this. When I give you the things to think about, going into it, be aware that this is what typically will happen. Some people feel these things, these flaws will manifest themselves. In men, it's usually all image based, Olympic size feats, big money only is the thing that works best. Big P&L. No, steady P&L, not wicked drawdown in max loss days. That's what you want to avoid that. But you get that if you're trying to always swing for grand slam home runs. And if you don't know how to fucking trade well and you don't know sniper precision, you can't reasonably expect to do grand slam home runs day in and day out and let the market just hand you windfall victories like that. It doesn't make sense. And to hear people teach that's a practical, or try to showcase that as this is why you should be mentored by me, that's stupidity. That's ass backwards. You need to go in respecting risk, identifying risk, not just mentioning it in passing, but let me demonstrate what you should be doing and then failing in doing it, or never showing it at all. Like what the majority of these people out there try to promote the idea that they're consistently profitable, they're precision oriented, but they won't show you they know how to do that, which for me is very frustrating because it sounds like there's a whole lot of me out there, but I can't see it. And I love it. I don't care who you are. If you can do it well, I'd love to watch it. And I don't go on these other streamers and talk shit to them. I'm very supportive. And if you start live streaming, I can't wait. I would love to be in your audience too. I'm cheerleading you on too. I love this industry. I love when people have the courage to go out there and do it in front of other people. And if they can do it well, wow. I'm not a sports fan, you know what I mean? Like I watched the Super Bowl, just the last one here. And I'm not sure if it's like that all the time, but the last Super Bowl, I heard there was like a whole lot of shit that people didn't like. And I felt it was kind of like, well, what I expected, boring and wasn't all that. But it was a good game between them. But I'm not a sports fan. But with trading, like I'd watch anybody trade. To me, it's fascinating. It's well, like it's not to me. It's not like golf. Golf makes no fucking sense. Why anybody would play that is beyond me. But people watch that shit and they stand around and follow this guy walking around hitting this ball in this fucking hole. Which to me, I'm sure it takes a great deal of skill, but I got better shit to do. I ain't gonna be doing that. I can see how people can appreciate watching football, having watched a full game for the first time in my life. In the past Super Bowl just happened. It was entertaining going back and forth. I was like, wow, it's kind of like watching a chess game between really good players. Well, you just did this, well, I'll do that. You did that, well, I'll do this. It was good. Am I going to be a football fan now? Fuck no, I'm not, I'm not watching that shit. But with trading, I could watch that with anybody because why? It means something to me. Just like when I tell you as a new student to go through old price data, look at those moves, study it, What do you see that pops off the chart to you with what I'm teaching you? You may not know how to see it live. You may not be able to call it live, engage it in trade. And that's what's happening right now for a lot of you. You're watching me teach on something. We've been going for a couple weeks, maybe a month or so, if you consider the beginning of the year in January. And you're complaining in your tweets that, oh, I missed this setup. I was going to push the button and trade. First of all, you're wrecking yourself right there because you were told not to trade. You can't learn this trading. You have to learn this when there's no money, not even a demo. You're reading price. You're getting to the point where you're having that same experience where anytime you look at the chart, it's like seeing that car you just bought. Your eye goes right to it. You can't, it's not like you're looking around for your car that you just bought. Your eye just jumps to it. Why? Because you've conditioned yourself to look for it. You have identified that as a pattern. It's a point of interest that is meaningful to you because you keep looking at old moves. And because you've done that, you've conditioned yourself like a weight trainer. You keep working your arms with heavy weights and you're eating well, it's going to grow a larger muscle. Well, your attention to detail, and the details are what I'm teaching you. These elements, these PD arrays. It doesn't matter which one I love. It doesn't matter which one I'm using today, next week, going forward for the rest of the year. It only matters which one that you like. Which one makes the most sense to you? The first one that you can see easily in the chart, and it might not be the fair value gap. To me, it's the easiest one to see and spot, but it might not be for you. You might see a breaker. It just makes perfect sense to you. And guess what that means? You're going to trade breakers. It doesn't mean it's inferior or superior to any other one. There's so many times traders will ask me, what's your favorite setup? The one I'm getting in. I have lots of them. The one I know I'm going to fucking get the outcome I'm looking for right now. That's the one I like the most. The next trade I'm in. That's the one I love the most. I have lots of them. And I try not to build the case for this is my favorite setups because as soon as I say that, the celebrity complex that comes over people when I'm just an average guy, dude. There's nothing, literally nothing celebrity about me. I just know this stuff. And when you ask me what my favorite is, I know why you're doing that. It's the same reason why I was wishing I could reach out to Larry Williams and say, which one of these trades would you like doing the most? I just asked it of Linda Rash on Twitter. I'm not even sure she even responded to me, to be honest with you. If she did, I didn't see it, but I gotta go check my tweets and see if she responded. I know some guy did. He replied, said, here's a video where she talked about this or that. I was kind of actually hoping that she would respond, but if she didn't, well, whatever. But I asked her specifically, I said, if you had to only trade one setup, and you could only trade one setup the rest of the fucking time you're on this planet, what would it be and why? And I'm not sure if I asked for what market, but that was a question I wanted to ask Larry Williams. Like, if you had to only pick one setup, that was your go-to, you couldn't do anything else. You know, me, if you were to ask me that right now, I can tell you what that is. And know that what I'm about to say, for some of you, ain't going to make any bit of fucking sense. You're like, oh, how does that? And you're going to see people tweeting. Can someone send me the video where ICT talks about it's going to happen? Don't think that this is the best thing for you. It's not. Not all of you, it isn't. But for me, if I had to only trade one setup and I had to wait for it and it had to be there in the chart or I did nothing, I would be trading the second stage distribution in my market maker sell model or my second stage accumulation in my market maker buy model. And that literally is taught in the core concepts. Like it's there. I'm not going to say exactly that, but it's the second stage distribution of either reaccumulation for longs or redistribution for shorts. So I'm looking for a market that's really designed to go lower. Everything's in my favor. And it's a clear market maker pattern where it's going to go lower, it's going to go higher. And those moves are the quick, sudden runs, real quick. It's always going to be a low resistance liquidity run, which is why I'm saying that would be my, drug of choice, if I'm going to be saying it like that. I'm going to get my high off of that one. And it happens every single week. And it sets up as a one shot, one kill. So it would allow me to do whatever I wanted to do with it. If I want to scalp it and get little pieces of it, or if I want to run the whole thing and get a whole month's worth of income, it can come from that one setup. So it can give me whatever I want from it. It could be the one setup for the week. It could be the one setup for the whole month. It could be a training exercise for me to hone my skills on the 15-second chart and just pyramid the fuck out of it, while it's running. That's my unicorn. That's my setup. That's the thing that if I had to only do one thing, it's that. But clearly you can see I have other things I can do. And what does that mean? I can do whatever the market's providing me an opportunity. And right now, one market might be choppy. If it's choppy, what does that mean? I got to do something else outside that one. Now, can I trade five handles in a choppy S&P market? Yes. But what happens if that choppiness is in dollar and you're a Forex trader? Your mind should jump right to the crosses that are non-dollar because they're going to go crazy. Whenever the dollar's consolidating, look at Tuesday. And Tuesday, we had what? Really big runs with weak currencies against the strong currencies that were not having the dollar in the pair name. And they had really wide runs and several handles, or I'm sorry, several hundred pips. And some of them moving a lot this week based on that consolidation in dollar. So that's the reason why it's important for you to understand that there are many ways to take setups out of the marketplace, but you also have to have a macro understanding of what causes these markets to have the disparity between them. Because you need to have the disparity to have what? Movement. And without movement, we can't profit unless you're writing options. And we're not doing that here. So we need movement. As a intraday speculator, as a short-term trader, we have to have movement. So I'm teaching you to, number one, identify where that movement is going to be in the greatest probability. Is it going up or down? And then waiting time of day. What time of day should it do that? Well, that's the times I tell you to follow the marketplace. What happens on the day of the week that it's most likely to provide that? You're looking for higher medium impact news events because that's where it's going to be highly manipulated. We're waiting for those opportunities where the market just wonderfully invites the retail trader to step into a snare. That's why we're waiting for those high impact or medium impact news driver days. Not FOMC, not CPI, but anything other, not non-farm payroll either, but any other event, medium or high impact. We love those days. We love those days because we know the retail trader is about to get sacrificed on the altar of trading. And you can have a moral dilemma with that if you want. I don't have a moral dilemma because I paid my dues. Everybody is a card carrying loser when they come in this industry. That's just the way it is. And the smart ones learn how to lose professionally the rest of their life. They manage losing. That's what consistently profitable trading is. Every profitable student, every profitable trader, every profitable speculator is a professional loser. They know when to take their losses because their winners are going to run. They're going to let them do that. The people that don't survive in this industry are the ones that are trying to be professional winners, and it's the only thing they expect. And by default, they lose and they end it for themselves. They really lose. They lose their account. They lose the ability to trade and speculate because they lose their mind. At some point, you might have a lot of money. You might have a lot of money. Say, you know what? If I blow a couple of accounts, it's okay. If I blow these funded accounts, all I got to do is reset. Okay. For some of you, there's going to be a time where you've done it too many times now and you know it's a waste. You want it so bad, but you can't do it. And you won't spend any more money on it. You just won't. And they sometimes are the people that are begging people, buy me a funded account. I know there's people there that can't afford it, but there are some that just can't bring it to themselves to pay for one more because they know what they're going to do with it. And they're going like a drug addict. Come on, man. Give me another bump. Come on, man. Give me some spare change. I need to get on the bus. What you're doing is you're trying to get some scratch so you can get another dose of heroin. You're an addict, the wrong kind of addict.